Most cars don't die because they're old. They die because of years of neglect and small mistakes that owners don't even realize they're making. That's why some vehicles struggle to reach 150,000 miles, while others continue running strong at 300,000, 400,000, or even 500,000 miles without needing major repairs. The secret isn't always buying the most expensive car. In many cases, it's simply developing the right habits and avoiding the wrong ones. Let's start with one of the most important habits of all, taking care of your engine oil. Engine oil is the lifeblood of your engine. It lubricates moving parts, reduces friction, removes heat, and helps keep the inside of the engine clean. When oil gets old or dirty, it loses its ability to protect the engine properly. Over time, sludge begins to form, parts wear faster, and damage slowly starts building inside the engine. But changing the oil isn't enough. One mistake many drivers make is assuming that because they changed the oil recently, everything is fine. Some engines naturally consume oil between services. If the oil level drops too low, serious damage can happen before you even realize there's a problem. That's why checking the oil level regularly is just as important as changing it. Of course, oil isn't the only thing your engine needs. It also needs clean air. Every time you drive, your engine pulls in thousands of liters of air. That air passes through the engine air filter first. The filter traps dust, dirt, insects, and other contaminants before they can enter the engine. Over time, the filter becomes clogged, restricting airflow and forcing the engine to work harder. A simple air filter replacement can improve performance and help your engine breathe properly for years to come. Speaking of helping your engine breathe, modern turbocharged engines require a little extra care. Turbochargers operate at extremely high temperatures and spin at incredible speeds. After a long highway drive or a hard acceleration run, the turbo remains very hot even after you stop the vehicle. Many drivers make the mistake of turning the engine off immediately. When that happens, the oil circulating through the turbo stops flowing while temperatures remain high. Over time, this can damage turbo components and shorten their lifespan. Letting the engine idle for a short period before shutting it down allows temperatures to drop gradually and helps protect the turbocharger. Another component that often gets ignored until it causes noticeable problems is the engine mount. Most people never think about engine mounts because they are hidden beneath the hood. Their job is to hold the engine securely in place while absorbing vibration. As the vehicle ages, the rubber inside these mounts begins to crack and deteriorate. When that happens, the engine can move more than it should. Excessive movement places stress on nearby hoses, wiring, exhaust components, and other parts. Drivers may notice vibrations at idle, clunking noises during acceleration, or unusual movement when shifting gears. Replacing worn engine mounts before they completely fail helps protect many surrounding components and keeps the vehicle operating smoothly. Heat is one of the biggest enemies of any vehicle, which is why maintaining proper airflow through the cooling system is so important. At the front of your vehicle are two important components called the radiator and condenser. Their job is to release heat into the outside air. As the years pass, bugs, dirt, leaves, mud, and road debris can become trapped between the cooling fins. This reduces airflow and makes it harder for heat to escape. Even a perfectly functioning cooling system can struggle if airflow becomes restricted. Many drivers focus on coolant levels while completely forgetting about the radiator and condenser themselves. Cleaning these components regularly helps maintain cooling efficiency and reduces unnecessary stress on the engine. While you're under the hood, it's also important to pay attention to the serpentine belt. This belt powers several critical systems, including the alternator, water pump, and air conditioning compressor on many vehicles. Over time, belts become worn, cracked, and brittle. The problem is that a serpentine belt often gives very little warning before it fails. If it breaks while driving, the battery may stop charging and the engine could begin overheating. Suddenly, a relatively inexpensive maintenance item becomes a major inconvenience. Regular inspections can reveal cracks or wear before failure occurs. Replacing the belt proactively is far cheaper than waiting for it to snap unexpectedly. Many people assume that driving less automatically means less wear on a vehicle. Surprisingly, the opposite can sometimes be true. Cars are designed to be driven regularly. When a vehicle sits for weeks or months at a time, several problems can begin developing. Seals may dry out, batteries can weaken, tires can develop flat spots, and fuel may begin degrading. Fluids that normally circulate through the vehicle remain stagnant. Regular driving keeps seals lubricated, fluids moving, and components functioning properly. Even a short drive every week can help maintain the health of the vehicle and prevent issues caused by long periods of inactivity. Perhaps the most important rule for long engine life is preventing overheating at all costs. If there is one thing capable of destroying an otherwise healthy engine in a very short period of time, it's excessive heat. An overheated engine can warp cylinder heads, damage head gaskets, crack engine components, and lead to repair bills worth thousands of dollars. Unfortunately, some drivers continue driving even after seeing temperature warnings appear. This is one of the worst decisions they can make. The moment an engine begins overheating, the problem should be addressed immediately. Whether it's a coolant leak, failed thermostat, damaged radiator, or malfunctioning water pump, fixing the issue quickly can save the engine from catastrophic damage. Many vehicles that reach 500,000 miles share one common trait: they never experienced a major overheating event. Another simple habit that many drivers overlook involves keeping fuel levels above 1/4 of a tank. Most modern fuel pumps are located inside the fuel tank itself. The fuel surrounding the pump helps keep it cool and lubricated during operation. When drivers repeatedly run the tank nearly empty, the pump has less fuel available for cooling. Over time, this can increase wear and shorten its lifespan. Running low on fuel can also increase the chances of drawing sediment from the bottom of the tank into the fuel system. Keeping the tank above 1/4 full helps protect the fuel pump and contributes to the long-term health of the fuel system. Just as overheating can shorten engine life, so can aggressive driving habits. One of the worst things you can do is rev a cold engine. When an engine first starts, oil needs time to circulate through all the internal components. Revving the engine immediately increases stress before proper lubrication has been established. Instead, allow the engine to run briefly and then drive gently until it reaches normal operating temperature. The cooling system itself also requires regular maintenance. Coolant does much more than simply keep the engine cool. It helps prevent corrosion, protects internal components, and ensures stable operating temperatures. As coolant ages, these protective properties begin to break down. Old coolant can allow corrosion to form inside the cooling system and damage expensive components such as water pumps, radiators, and heater cores. Replacing coolant according to the manufacturer's schedule is one of the simplest ways to protect your engine for the long term. Finally, one habit separates most high-mileage owners from everyone else. They pay attention. They notice small leaks before they become large leaks. They investigate strange noises before major failures occur. They take warning lights seriously instead of ignoring them. A vehicle often provides warning signs long before a major breakdown happens. The drivers who reach 500,000 miles are usually the ones who listen when their vehicle is trying to tell them something. None of these habits are complicated. None require expensive tools or advanced mechanical knowledge. Yet together, they can make the difference between a vehicle that barely reaches average mileage and one that remains reliable for hundreds of thousands of miles. Take care of the small things today, and your car may still be running strong long after others have been sent to the scrapyard.